A tree. A tree begins its life as nothing more than a fragile seed. And as it grows taller, the world around it becomes harsher. Strong winds strike its branches. Heavy rain soaks its roots. And storm after storm continues to shake it mercilessly. And yet, the tree continues to stand, not untouched, not unscarred, but because every storm forced its roots to grow deeper. And perhaps human beings are not so different. To the honorable judges, respected organizers, my fellow participants, and to everyone watching today. My name is Lalita from Muhammadiyah 5 Vocational School, Malang, East Java. And it is truly such a blessing to be able to stand before you virtually to deliver a speech entitled Growth Through Adversity Towards Radiance. Growing through hardships towards becoming a stronger and brighter version of ourselves. It sounds beautiful, inspiring even. But the truth is, we all know that reaching that point is never easy. Along the journey comes failure that leads to disappointment, a heartbreak that leaves behind loss, and moments that test us to our very core. Just like those trees who continues to stand after every storm, we too are shaped by the hardship we endure. As we walk through paths filled with thorns, we collect scars, enduring heartbreak, and sometimes shattering to pieces we no longer recognize. But what if our scars were more than just reminders of pain? Perhaps this whole idea is not so unfamiliar to humanity. In fact, did you guys know there's a Japanese art called kintsugi? It is the art of repairing broken pottery using a gold. Instead of hiding the cracks, those cracks are highlighted. Because according to kintsugi, brokenness should not be hidden. Those cracks become parts of the object's history and its beauty. Think of it this way. The pain we survive become part of the wisdom we carry. Just like those cracks symbolize acceptance, healing, and growth. But sadly, in reality, many people choose to hide their cracks instead of embracing them. This shows in several psychological studies that after experiencing repeated emotional pain, most people respond by hiding from their problems or escaping them. Because at some point in life, having been scarred so much, people no longer try to heal. They run, they hide, and slowly they begin to think that their pain is all there will ever be. But when will it end for us to let our scars define us for all the pain we went through? And guys, this is where resilience steps in. Resilience is not about the absence of pain. Resilience is about continue living, healing, and growing despite it. As Shirley Sandberg once said, build resilience within yourself. When tragedy or disappointment strikes, know that you have the strength to get through absolutely anything. I promise you do. And I believe she's right. Because as another saying goes, we are more vulnerable than we ever thought. But we are more stronger than we ever imagined. I'm not trying to be the wise one here because I'm still learning too. Learning how to continue growing without letting pain define who I am. Because guys, I know resilience is not simply something people are born with. It is something slowly built through every storm we survive. I know people often say, it's okay to be sad. And yes, they are right. Pain deserves to be felt. Grief deserves to be acknowledged. But how long we will allow our storms to convince us that we can no longer grow? I have a bad news and a good news. The bad news is life will keep bringing us heavy storms and heavy winds into our journey. But remember, the good news is we get to decide whether we continue hiding from our problems or learn to stand through them and keep blooming despite adversity. Thank you.